Hello and welcome to another episode of Make Money Work For You. In the last episode I went into what are stocks and what are shares. In this episode I'm going to be explaining three things. Number one, how are shares bought and sold generally? Number two, why do we use exchanges to trade shares like the New York Stock Exchange? Number three, how should you buy stocks and shares? This is Money Talks. I'm HJGWhite on eToro. Let's get into this. First, how are shares bought and how are shares sold? In order to first get hold of shares of a business, the only thing you really need is for the owner of the business to give you shares. For instance, I have purchased shares before a few times directly from the company themselves. The issue with this is, when you buy directly from a company, it can be very hard to find someone to then buy those shares off you at a later date for cash. And another issue is, I don't know the proper earnings per share. It's quite hard for me to get hold of the financials of the company because they're not publicly available anywhere. This is the benefit of publicly traded shares on an exchange. Exchanges like the New York Stock Exchange and the London Stock Exchange link buyers to sellers. For instance, a bank might have purchased 1 million shares from the New York Stock Exchange for £40 per share. This is because the bank believes the true value of the shares should be £50 per share, and therefore, after it's bought them for £40 per share, it will then list them on the New York Stock Exchange for £50 per share. If no one wants to buy the shares for £50 per share, the price should theoretically stay at £50 per share so long as the bank believes they are worth £50 per share. However, even if the earnings per share don't change, if loads of people start buying them at £50 per share, the bank may choose to raise the price because there's so much demand. The exchange, in really oversimplified terms, kind of just means the lowest price people are willing to sell for. For example, let's imagine we have Bank A and Bank B. If Bank A is selling Microsoft shares on the New York Stock Exchange at £50 per share, and Bank B are selling Microsoft shares on the New York Stock Exchange for £40 per share, only Bank B will be getting money until Bank A lowers the price to either £40 or below £40, or Bank B sells out all of its shares, in which point the price of Microsoft shares will then go up to the price of Bank A, which is £50 per share. This is very oversimplified, but that's essentially how the prices on these exchanges work. Now, people like me and you can't easily buy shares from the New York Stock Exchange. In order to buy shares from the New York Stock Exchange, you need to be buying quite large quantities and you need to have an account set up with them. If you've ever watched The Wolf of Wall Street, you will know that brokers used to be these people on phones that would call you and say, hey, I've got a really good deal, there's this stock, it's at an amazing price, but really these people are just connected to one exchange and they've got this stock that they're getting really good commission on. In particular, The Wolf of Wall Street, they were making 50% of the trade. So if you bought £1,000 of a stock, £500 were going to the broker.
Jesus Christ, the spread on these is huge.
Yeah, and that's the point. What's your name again?
Mine, Jordan Belfort.
Jordan, what do you get on a blue chip stock?
I make 1%. I did make 1%.
Pink Sheets, it's 50.
It's 50%?
Nowadays, that's hard to conceive. These brokerage companies, they're just enormous computers and they take very little percentages of your trade. To conclude, how are shares bought and sold? Well, they're sold by businesses and they're bought by us, and then they're traded between us. Why use an exchange? Well, it allows you to connect with buyers and sellers. The exchange also provides trust, as you know that a third party is confirming the transaction of the trade, so you are being guaranteed a share of the business. What's the best way for you to buy shares? A stockbroker. These are websites like Hargreaves Lansdown, eToro, Free Trade, Plus 500, and many more. They do differ in prices slightly, but so long as you know what the earnings per share are, I think if you spend any more than 2 minutes comparing these sites, you will be wasting time. So just pick the site that feels right for you. You like the interface. They have slight nuances in features, which I'll probably go into in later episodes, but don't overthink that part. Time in the market is the most important thing. So just pick a site and start learning about how to value these businesses. So I really hope you enjoyed this video. Please like, subscribe, and watch the rest as I upload them. Thank you very much. That's all from me. Have a lovely day.